Did you know? A single quiet habit every night could be silently weakening men over 50 without them even realizing it. I'm talking about masturbation, an act that seems harmless, even normal, but if repeated too frequently, especially after age 50, it can lead to a range of serious consequences. Insomnia, fatigue, reduced genuine desire, erectile difficulties, and even an increased risk of cardiovascular issues and memory decline. I'm a doctor specializing in men's health for middle-aged and older adults. I've seen countless cases of men who felt exhausted, uninspired, and sluggish, without knowing why. When we traced it back, the root cause was often improper masturbation, done the wrong way at the wrong time or too often. In this video, I'll clearly explain the 6 hidden dangers that most men over 50 are never warned about. More importantly, I'll show you how to turn this habit into a tool for natural sexual recovery, without medication, without relying on hormones, just by making a few smart adjustments. If you've ever felt tired after masturbating, lost interest in your partner, or struggled with poor sleep, comment with the number 1. If you never realized this habit could affect your health in such a way, type 0. My team and I will reply to every comment. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. What you don't know today could be silently draining your vitality every single day. 6 hidden dangers of over-masturbation in men over 50. 1. Unusual fatigue, feeling exhausted even after a full night's sleep. Robert Walker, 55, is a retired technical specialist. He used to go for a walk every morning around his neighborhood, but lately he has been skipping it more and more. Not because he's busy, but because his body simply feels drained, even after 7 to 8 hours of sleep. At first, he thought it was just age catching up with him. But when he came to my clinic, all of his health markers were normal: healthy heart, stable blood pressure, clean blood work. Eventually, when I asked about his nighttime habits, he hesitantly admitted to masturbating almost every night. It might seem harmless, but physiologically, frequent nighttime masturbation leads to elevated levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. Increased cortisol can make your sleep shallower, preventing the brain from entering deep, restorative stages of sleep. The long-term effects include feeling sluggish throughout the day and lacking motivation to move, reduced stamina, feeling tired after just a few steps, negative moods, irritability, and impatience. If you're getting enough sleep but still feel tired, it may be time to take a closer look at your masturbation habits, especially if it has become a nightly routine. You could be slowly draining your vitality without even realizing it. 2. Dopamine dependency, from stress relief to addiction. Many men over 50 have told me, at first, they masturbated to relieve stress or boredom. But over time, it became a daily habit. Even when they no longer felt real desire, they still felt restless if they didn't do it. This is a sign of dopamine dependency. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter responsible for feelings of pleasure and reward. As you age, your nervous system becomes less responsive than it was in your 20s or 30s. To feel the same level of pleasure, you need stronger, longer, and more frequent stimulation. That's when the brain starts to form an addictive pattern. You're no longer in control. The behavior controls you. And the consequences go beyond the bedroom. You lose interest in other activities like exercise, reading, gardening, or socializing. Life starts to feel flat and repetitive as your brain's reward system becomes misaligned. When dopamine is constantly depleted and directed toward one source of pleasure, your ability to enjoy everything else gradually fades. 3. Cardiovascular strain, hidden risks for the heart. Cliff, 61, had a history of mild hypertension and high cholesterol. He took his medications regularly and maintained a healthy diet. But in recent months, he began experiencing heart palpitations, mild dizziness, and occasional chest tightness after masturbating. Many think, it's just masturbation, how serious can it be? But medically, an orgasm, whether alone or with a partner, causes your heart rate to spike dramatically from 70 to 120-140 beats per minute in a matter of seconds. Blood pressure rises accordingly. Unlike exercise, sexual activity is a spontaneous physiological response. There's no warm-up, no pacing, and no recovery period like you get when jogging. For those with underlying heart conditions, every climax can act like a small, silent heart attack. You may feel fine in the moment, but if you experience fatigue, irregular heartbeat, or shortness of breath afterward, don't ignore the signs. 4. Mental fog and memory loss. Brain fog after masturbation. Have you ever experienced this? After masturbating, you feel relaxed for a few minutes, but soon after, your mind becomes cloudy. You can't concentrate, you forget what you were doing, and your brain feels sluggish. This is what medical literature calls post-orgasmic brain fog. The reason is that during orgasm, your brain burns through large amounts of dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, leaving it temporarily depleted. When this happens repeatedly several times per week, your brain loses the ability to bounce back quickly. Over time, you may notice significant decline in short-term memory, slower thinking and delayed responses, difficulty following conversations or staying focused at work. If you're over 50 and noticing mental sluggishness or poor memory, consider your masturbation frequency as a potential contributing factor. 5. Accelerated hair loss, the role of DHT hormones. Many assume hair loss is purely genetic. That's partially true, but not the whole story. Frequent masturbation can cause sudden fluctuations in testosterone levels, particularly by elevating DHT, dihydrotestosterone, a potent male hormone. DHT is the silent enemy of hair follicles. It attaches to the root of the hair, causing the follicle to shrink, weaken, and eventually stop growing hair. If you've noticed, more hair falling out in the shower, especially at the crown or forehead. Hair thinning significantly over just a few months. Then don't blame your genes too quickly. Try reducing your masturbation frequency and observe if there's any improvement. Many men have seen noticeable recovery within just 3 to 4 weeks of making this change. 6. Weakened erections. The brain gets wired to the wrong type of pleasure. You can perform fine alone, but struggle to maintain an erection with your partner. You're not alone. When you rely on the same kind of stimulation for too long, such as hand pressure, specific speed, angle, or fantasy, your brain forms a reflex pattern. It starts to associate arousal only with that exact method. Then, when you're with a real partner, where the stimulation is slower, less controlled, and more organic, your brain can't switch modes. As a result, the penis doesn't respond. This leads to loss of confidence during real intimacy, feelings of guilt or inadequacy toward your partner, avoidance of sex, and gradually losing interest in closeness. The good news is the brain can be retrained through neuroplasticity. But the first step is recognizing that you've become conditioned to a narrow form of stimulation and choosing to change that pattern. Masturbation isn't bad, but after age 50, your body changes. If you keep relying on the same old habits for release, you might be unknowingly harming your most valuable assets, your sexual health, your mental clarity, and your heart. In the next section, I'll guide you through 5 simple steps to restore your vitality, improve erectile function, and regain daily clarity, without medication or any special equipment. 5 steps to restore sexual health after 50, without medication. 1. Space it out. Give your body time to recover. After 50, your body no longer replenishes hormones as quickly as it used to. If you're masturbating daily, it's like constantly draining your battery without giving it time to recharge. Start by cutting back to 2-3 times per week. If needed, take a full 7-10-day break to reset your dopamine and testosterone systems. Many of my patients report clearer thinking, more natural desire, and increased energy after just a few days of spacing it out. 2. Hydrate and add zinc. Rebuild your hormones from within. Each ejaculation depletes your body of essential micronutrients like zinc, selenium, magnesium, and water. Replenish through food. Oysters, eggs, pumpkin seeds, almonds, rich in zinc. Salmon, chicken breast, oats support natural testosterone production. Drink at least 2 liters of water daily to keep kidneys, liver, and adrenal glands functioning optimally. When your body has the right building blocks, it can restore hormones naturally and sustainably. 3. Move your body. Recharge dopamine and boost blood flow. You don't need intense workouts. A 30-minute walk each morning, lightweight training 3 times a week, or even 10 minutes of deep breathing before bed can significantly reduce cortisol and increase endorphins. Regular movement reactivates testosterone, improves circulation, and helps you achieve firmer, more natural erections. Don't wait passively for your health to return. You need to move. Your body responds when you take action. 4. Master your mind, break the psychological habit loop. Many men masturbate not from physical need, but from emotional triggers, boredom, loneliness, sadness, or just habit. Pay attention. Every time you feel the urge, it could be your emotions calling for help. Try this instead. Take 10 deep breaths instead of acting immediately. Write down 3 things that are currently stressing you. Call someone you trust, or simply step outside for a walk. Gradually, you'll regain control and break free from the old automatic pattern. 5. Reconnect with real joy. Remember, dopamine doesn't just come from sex. It comes from anything that makes you feel truly alive. Read books you love, work in the garden, play music, join clubs or community groups. Volunteer, share your life experience. By expanding your sources of dopamine, your brain relearns how to experience joy holistically, not just through physical stimulation. And as a result, your sexual health becomes more balanced and resilient. After 50, strong sexual health doesn't just happen by itself, but it's absolutely possible to rebuild. All you need is the right rhythm, proper rest, real nutrition, regular movement, and emotional awareness. Don't suffer in silence. Don't avoid the truth. Understand your body and give it what it truly needs. If even one of these 5 steps resonated with you, comment below. I'm starting today. I read every comment and will respond personally. And don't forget to subscribe, because in the next video, I'll show you a simple 7-second morning exercise that improves blood flow to your pelvic area and supports firmer, natural erections. No pills required.